Touhou 11 Subterranean Animism. Kisume is a Surube Otoshi, which is a type of yokai. Kisume has the ability to produce will-o-wisps and is seen in the underground. She is sometimes called Bucket Lolly for some very obvious reasons. Kurodani Yamame is a Tsuchigumo, which is a spider-like yokai. She has the ability to control or spread diseases, so most people try to stay away from her. She doesn't just give people diseases for no reason, so that and her bright personality make Yamame more popular with the yokai underground. Mizuhashi Parsi is a Hashihime, which can be described as being a yokai. She has the ability to control jealousy. She guards a bridge in the underground and is always jealous. In the fandom, her name can be used to imply jealousy or envy. By the way, here is Parsi's portrait in Touhou 13.5. Hoshigami Yugi is an Oni. As an Oni, she loves sake and loves a good fight. She carries a dish that has the ability to improve the quality of any sake poured into it. Yugi's ability allows her to manifest unexplainable phenomena. In the fandom, the phrase, "not even a drop," is popular because she didn't spill any sake during her fight. Koumeiji Satori is a Satori, which is a type of yokai that can read minds. She is Koishi's older sister and runs the Palace of the Earth Spirits in Old Hell. She keeps a lot of pets, presumably because most people don't like her ability to read their minds. In the fandom, she's called a 5th grade lolly because she wore an elementary student's backpack in a popular fan video. Koumeiji Koishi is also a Satori, and is Satori's little sister. But she has closed her third eye and can no longer read minds. Because of this, she has effectively lost her consciousness and essentially lives like a somnambulist. She is an apprentice priest at the Orin temple. It is believed that she has the ability to read and manipulate the subconscious mind of others. In the fandom, she's considered to be somewhat strange and creepy. Kayembyo Rin is a Kasha. This is a type of cat-like yokai that steals the corpses of the dead. She is Utsuo's friend and she can control or communicate with spirits. She often shifts between her cat and humanoid form. She is friends with Utsuo and was responsible for drawing in the heroines that stopped Utsuo's plan to take over Gensokyo. In Touhou 11, the player will encounter her 4 times, so fans sometimes find her annoying or persistent. Reiyuji Utsuho is a Hellraven that gained the ability to control nuclear fusion from Kaneko by eating the corpse of Yatagarasu. She then decided to try to take over Gensokyo, which failed. Luckily, she's not very smart. Utsuo is responsible for maintaining the Hell of Blazing Fires. She's also responsible for maintaining a nuclear facility that is jointly run by the Moria Shrine and the Kappa. In the fandom, because she is an idiot and has powers that are the opposite of Shirno's, she is symbolized by the 6-ball. Touhou 12, Unidentified Fantastic Object. Tatara Kogasa is a Tsukumogami of an umbrella. She likes to surprise people, but she's not very good at it. Kogasa likes to do this near the human village or in the cemetery of the Myoran temple. In the fandom, fans consider her umbrella to be her real body, but this has not been proven to be canon. Kasodani Kyoko is introduced in Touhou 13, but I will mention her now. She is a yokai with the ability to reflect sound. She is an apprentice priest at the Myoran temple. She is part of a punk rock band along with Mistia. Kyoko can often be seen chanting the Hanya Shingyo. In the fandom, she will often echo anything you say to her. Nazreen is a mouse yokai. She has the ability to locate lost objects with her dowsing rods and can control some mice. She serves Toramaru Sho and lives with her in the Myoren Temple. Toramaru Sho is an avatar of Bishamonten and is also a yokai based on the stories of tigers. She has the ability to gather valuable treasures. Much of her power comes from the Jeweled Pagoda. Sho resides at the Myoren Temple and is something of a dignified mascot there. Minamitsu Murasa is a Funa Yurei. This is a type of ghost, or yokai depending on who you ask, that sinks ships. Normally a Funa Yurei will ride a ship and ask a member of the crew for a ladle. If they give her one, she will use it to flood the ship. If they don't, she will destroy the ship out of anger. Though recently Murasa has started bringing her own ladle. She was made the captain of the palanquin ship by Byakuren. Kumoi Ichirin used to be a human, but she became a yokai. As a human, she was able to prevent Unzan from killing her, and as a result, Unzan pledged his allegiance to her. Over time, this alienated her from regular humans and she became a yokai. Unzan is a Nudo that obeys Ichirin. He appears as a pink cloud with a humanoid face and hands. In the fandom, Ichirin is called Unzan's hitbox because in the shooting games, you shoot at her while Unzan attacks you. Unzan's fists are sometimes called bro fists. Hijiri Byakuren is the owner of the Myoren Temple. She is a yokai magician, but she used to be a human. She was sealed in Makai, but has been released by her followers during the events of Touhou 12. Byakuren wants humans and yokai to coexist peacefully. This has led many fans to refer to her as Yokai Jesus. Hoju Nue is a Nue, which is a type of yokai. She has the ability to render objects unidentifiable. She attempts to hide her true form. Nue was responsible for the dispersing and camouflaging of the pieces of the Tobikura during Touhou 12, which was ultimately the cause of the incident. Nue doesn't often interact with the yokai at Myoren Temple. She probably feels guilty for what she did, but she does still live at the Myoren Temple. Touhou 12.3 Hiso Tensoku. The following characters are relatively minor, but I thought I should mention them. The giant catfish is a giant catfish with the ability to cause earthquakes. It is the servant of the evil god Taisui Jingxun. However, the catfish was only part of Mei Ling's dream, so it doesn't actually exist. The Goliath doll was a giant doll that Alice created. It collapsed and was destroyed when it was fighting Shirno. Hiso Tensoku is a giant pneumatically powered balloon with the appearance of a giant robot. It was created by the Kappa, Suiko, and Kaneko to advertise an upcoming event. Fans often treat it as if it were a real functional robot. Touhou 12.5 Double Spoiler. Himekaido Hatate is a crow tengu. She writes a newspaper called the Kakashi Spirit News that has a reputation for being dry and factual, but it is not as fast as most of the other newspapers. Her ability, spirit photography, allows her to access photos taken by others. Fans occasionally depict her as obsessive, emo, or a stalker. Touhou 12.8 Great Fairy Wars. Though they were technically introduced in a manga, I will discuss the three fairies now. Sunny Milk is a fairy with the ability to manipulate light waves. Luna Child is a fairy with the ability to manipulate sound waves. Star Sapphire is a fairy with what amounts to radar. She can detect moving objects. These three fairies live together. They are able to use their abilities to render themselves undetectable and will often do this. Sunny is the leader of the group. although because they are fairies they often make mistakes. When this happens, Star will often use the others as decoys in order to escape. The basis of Touhou 12.8 was Shirno seeking revenge against the three fairies for destroying her home. The three fairies now live in a tree behind the Hakurei Shrine. Touhou 13 10 Desires. Many of the characters in this game are based on characters from Japanese myths or stories, so please check the Touhou wiki for more information on that. Miyako Yoshika is a Jiangshi, which is basically a Chinese style of zombie that will follow commands. She is Seiga's servant. Yoshika is not very smart, though she is physically durable. She can consume spirits in order to restore her own health, and Seiga often uses her as a shield. Seiga Kaku is a wicked hermit. She has the ability to open holes in order to pass through objects using her hairpin. She used necromancy in order to raise Yoshika from the dead, and she is rather fond of Yoshika. It is probably an exaggeration to call Seiga evil, though she is rather mischievous and troublesome. Mononobe no Futo is a Shikai-sen, which is a type of hermit. In order to become a Shikai-sen, she transferred her soul into a plate. She has the ability to manipulate feng shui, though I don't know how this actually manifests. Soga no Tojiko is a ghost. Although she attempted to become a Shikai-sen the same way Futo did, her jar decayed and she became a ghost. Futo may have been responsible for this happening. She has the ability to control thunder. Toyo Satomimi no Miko is a hermit and a saint. She has the ability to hold a conversation with up to 10 people at the same time. She also has the ability to attract people's desires. Miko is often considered a rival to Byakuren in her temple. Miko's backstory tends to be based heavily on the story of Prince Shotoku. She was the one that created the 66 masks that became the yokai Hata no Kokoro. The events of Touhou 13 were caused by her awakening. Futatsuiwa Mamizo is a tanuki from the outside world. She was called in to Gensokyo by Nue to fight Toyo Satomimi no Miko, though this was ultimately unnecessary. Mamizo often disguises herself as a human and visits the human village. Touhou 13.5 Hopeless Masquerade. Hata no Kokoro is a Menreiki, which is a type of Tsukumogami born from masks. She is unable to express emotions without her masks. Kokoro lost her mask of hope, so her search for her mask was largely responsible for the events of Touhou 13.5. Koishi probably has her original mask of hope, and Miko, the original creator of her masks, created a replacement mask of hope.